Ay. Yeah, they send you on top. Back when Angie hit rock bottom low. Funny how the room got quiet though. People swore to never leave her side till the hard days bruised their pride. Saw her hurt and let her drown, turn their backs and skip town and whisper lies behind the scenes. They're keeping it real, don't know what it means. But she kept that camera glowing bright, putting her work in every night, and a handful stay when things got rough. She knows the real ones give a fuck. Now it's Angie on top and the fake friends watch, trying to crawl back in the door, cause the whole world talks. But where were you then, when she needed friends? When they dragged your name for fun, and you said nothing to no one. Now they're the same people saying chill, stop, gotta sit and watch. Angie on top. Now they flood her comment section deep, throwing praise they never meant to keep, acting like they built her from the start when they helped tear her apart. Some chase cloud off all the pain, use the name for the attention gain, smiling fake while twisting knives just to feel important online. But the real ones held her close when the views were almost goes. No conditions, no disguise, just loyalty that never died. Everybody loves success, nobody loves the man. Now it's Angie on top and the fake friends watch, trying to crawl back in the door, cause the whole world talks. But where were you then, when she needed friends? When they dragged her name for fun, and you said nothing to no one. Now the same people saying chill, stop, gotta sit and watch. Angie on top. Keep your fake, I'm proud of you. She remembers what you do. All the whispers, all the shade, every cheap shot that you made. Now the same mouth talking trash, wanna ride a comeback glad, but the door you close stays locked. Now it's Angie on top. Now it's Angie on top and the fake friends watch, trying to crawl back in the door, cause the whole world talks. But where were you then, when she needed friends? When they dragged your name for fun, and you said nothing to no one. Now the same people saying chill, stop, gotta sit and watch. Angie on top.
What up, everybody? I am so sorry about that. Yeah, so I had originally scheduled it for 6:05 anyway. Because I've kind of noticed that half the time I'm running my ass off to try to make it here, exactly at 6. So I did that, and then I'm telling my husband bye, and I get this notification on my phone. It's like, your Wi-Fi signal's not here. I said, oh shit. So I run back to my computer and everything's just shot. I mean, it's down. So I'm like looking for outages and stuff, and it says there's no outages in your area. So I rebooted it myself. It didn't work. So I had to go through my cable company and they did a system reboot. Anyway, I'm back. I'm back. No, it wasn't about nervousness or anything. I even sent Bees the screenshot from, trying to, so she could keep y'all informed. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. I get a write-up, I guess. I'm sorry, Fuzz. I'm sorry. Shit happens. Okay. Did y'all like the thumbnail? Like, I'm not trying to be gross today. I know that one thing may be expected, and, I don't even know what to expect myself out of this. Okay? I don't. Anyway, let me say good morning to everybody, and then we'll get into it. So Neon, good morning. I saw you first thing pop up. I do appreciate that. Let me make sure my settings is still good. I don't know if you lose any of that. Let me just double check. Sorry. But this is shit that happens when, you are, yeah, it's saved. Okay. This is shit that happens when you are a streamer and you just have to roll with it. You have to roll with the punches. So those of you that stream that are in the chat, you know this. I was about to say that and this at the same time, but you know this. So Neon, Peshy, what's up, Pesh? T-Ball, my beesy bees. Binky, good morning. Cosmic, good morning. Escaleti, Brantley, good morning. I wonder how many times I say that and people think it's Kings Brantley. I've actually been asked that before. So, yeah. Make sure I'm on live chat. I am. Okay. And Han Solo, good morning. Fuzz. Doza, good morning. Curious Cat, good morning. Good morning. Jake, good morning to you. Thank you for liking and sharing. I always appreciate that, bud. Always. Chaos Kiwi, good morning. Sometimes I wonder who you are. You get some people in your chat and you're like, I wonder if that's so-and-so, or if that's so-and-so, or if it's just somebody, that enjoys being in the chat. Sometimes your brain just kind of goes. Mazer, I have no idea. None. You're going to have to figure that out and let me know. But good morning. All right. So again, I don't even know what to expect from this. Okay. Because I feel like, I've told y'all that I can't be fake. And I'm not, like the other day, I said a lot of shit the other day. And I was mad the other day. And I'm not angry at this point. You know what I mean? I just feel like it is what it is. But yes, I mean, I'm going to get into some shit. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just, I don't know what to expect myself. And there's other things I want to talk about too. So I don't know. We'll see where we end up. Hold on. I used to have somebody when we had Chubby, when we first started Chubby, we had somebody in the chat that would give me an counter. I'm trying my best not to say the word so much because I rewatch myself. I don't like watching myself. It's just a thing with me, but I've learned to, and I say a lot. So I'm trying to get out of that. But we used to have an counter. I have thought all weekend about this stream. I've talked to my husband about this stream. And one thing, y'all, if my mic is low, let me know because I've had no complaints about the audio as far as being loud. And then when your mama was playing me, he was trying to tell me that either my mic sucked or, I need to speak up. But I've never had an issue. Even when I play myself back, I feel like the audio is fine. So if it sounds like that I'm low, somebody please just speak up and tell me, okay? I'll try to fix this soundboard thing. I don't know. Anyway, just let me know if that's an issue, please. Thank you. I gotta look at the cam. Truth Bombs, good morning, honey. Your mic is fine. Thank you. Thank you, bees. I was about to say, one of the things that got me is, I got this mic when I was in the LCU, but nobody said anything about my mic then. So, are we just nitpicking now about shit? Yeah. All right. Thanks, Macer. Thank you. Um, and of course, I get a lot of, people that like to call me old and grainy and old Karen. Not that old Karen, but an old Karen. And there's lots of benefits to being older, but one of those benefits is knowing when to not burn your bridges. You could have saved that for later, Falsely Truths. Seriously, I'll leave a question portion for the program. So save it, honey, okay? And I'll answer that for you. But right now, I'm going to speak, and then I'll do a question and answer portion of the show, okay? Thank you. I do listen to you on max volume, but I'm usually getting ready for work, so I thought it was just me being loud and unable to hear. Well, I have a problem hearing. So, and one ear is worse than the other. So it's yeah. But if it is an issue, yeah, I would love to know so I can fix it. I am just in. Okay. Well, if you'll save it, then remind me, and during the question part of the program, then we'll make sure. Let me just make sure I write it down. There we go. All good. Okay, and let's see. My mic is about half the volume. Okay, yeah. See, I use the plug-in for like when I'm replaying a stream, so I make everybody louder. I don't know. I mean, I can try to turn. Is this any better? Hello, hello. Is it louder? Um. All right. I'm going to ignore you for now. But if you continue to put lies out there with my name in the sentence, I will time you out. I have no problem doing that. Okay? Thank you. Okay, now is it too loud or is it good? The only reason I don't like it this loud is because I have it playing in my ears as well, and I feel like I'm blasting my own eardrums, but that's okay. And also, if you want to come in and talk shit, use your real name. That has to be an alt. Okay? And don't forget, Falsely Truths, I was there. But we'll get there. Now. Did I miss anybody worth saying anything to this morning? Oh, good morning, the salty dog. Thank you for telling me about that. Okay, so one thing about being older is that you learn a lot of things over your years. And one thing I've learned is don't burn your bridges. Okay? And in saying that, I'm not I think everybody's waiting for this mic drop moment, and it may happen. I don't hate the LCU. Okay, I just don't. I want it to succeed. But in the direction that it is going, I just see it just going downhill. You know what I mean? And I don't know if Keem sees that too. And that's why he's acting crazy. Plus, he's got this wedding thing coming up. I don't know. But he's being a shit ass lately. More than usual. He's going after um, fans, chatters, donators, mods, and he always has to be right. You can't talk to him. He's never going to admit, oh, my bad, I was wrong. He's just not going to do that. And that's one thing I cannot stand about him, but that is the narcissism in him. He is very narcissistic. And it aggravates the pee out of me when he goes after people that have put so much effort and time and money and, all the things for his universe, just for him to turn around and talk to them like they're a piece of shit. And I'm not talking about hosts. I am talking about people that have modded and people that have given, and it's horrible because he thinks everybody's replaceable. He doesn't take the time to look and see what they've put in to help his universe. They get nothing out of it. They're not getting paid to be on docket teams and mod these channels. And, they don't get paid anything for that unless a host maybe slips them something. I'm sure you're not, Keem. I mean, I guess that's how you get to stay a millionaire. And I'm not talking about just Keem. I'm talking about anybody. I guess, you get to keep your money by being stingy or cheap with it. Now, yes, he has given out soundboards and let me clarify this again. I didn't get a soundboard. I read that somewhere that, Angie got a soundboard and now she's gone. I wish I would have screenshotted that. I don't know if anybody else saw it at the time, but yeah, and I should have screenshotted it. I didn't get a soundboard from Keem. He gave AMAC the soundboard and now they have it over on Fluff, okay? Now, I'm the one that brought it up. I'm the one that wanted one, and I didn't want one from him. I didn't want anything from him. The point was, at the time, I can't even remember what brought it up except, I was saving for a soundboard. And people are like, well, they don't cost that much. Well, how much do you think we made over on Chubby? Because Chubby was never pushed. Never. Because Keem plays favorites. He likes to... I think he what he does, because it's always a chess game with him. You know what I mean? He's like, okay, well, I'm going to put this one here and this one here. But I'm just going to fuck this one up every chance I get. And if he wasn't doing it on purpose, then you got a fucked up business plan because you're not paying attention to everything around you. You could have given 2 fucks about Chubby. Yeah, kudos for giving us Mike for a couple weeks. We learned more, in my opinion, or let me just speak for myself. I learned more in those couple of weeks because Mike will actually work with you. Mike will talk with you. Mike will help you. You get none of that from Keem. Now, I understand. He has all these other businesses because I'm Keemstar. You know what I mean? He has all these other businesses, and I get that, it takes a lot of his attention away. But damn, dude. You never wanted to throw Chubby a bone. And then it started feeling personal. But then when it's personal, I'm in my feels. I'm sensitive. No, I see it for what it is. I'm not a dumbass and I'm not blind. So I kept trying to tell myself, I kept trying to tell myself that he's doing it on purpose. There's a reason for it. Because have you not all heard the saying, trust in Keem, trust Keem, you know? So I kept trying to do that. But the more I did, the more I feel like I got fucked in the face. You know what I mean? And I don't like that feeling. But when you speak up, you're a Karen. When you speak up, you're the HOA president. No, I'm just speaking up for myself, and it just comes out this way. I've worked my whole fucking life, and I've had to deal with the public. It just comes out the way it comes out. But a crack lot of fucking good it did. You have people, coming in and you're bending over backwards to help them. People with, nothing. But you helped them, and then you kind of pulled it out of them. Why can't you do that for all your hosts? Oh, because you got too many? I'm surprised you even know half their names anymore. I gave up. I completely gave up. Like I said, there's a couple shows that I watch, and that's it. I can't keep up with it anymore. It's too damn much. You're right, Ma Wee Wee. You're right. You and AMAC were treated like that because Keem didn't value Chubby. Not one damn bit. He absolutely plays favorites. So I'm thinking, okay, well, we get to Fat Camp, and we'll be able to hang out and get to know each other, and then that will be big for Chubby. And in a way, it was, but not with him. We met a lot of new people as far as audience by going to Fat Camp. I have met probably at least 2 people that I cherish dearly because of Fat Camp. And that's audience. That's not, we're not on people yet. You know what I mean? But no, we got to Fat Camp, and we still had to stream at 6 o'clock in the morning. He couldn't move things around to where we could hang out with everybody. No, we had to go to bed. So we couldn't hang out by the fire the night that everybody sat around that. No, you don't see us there because we're in the fucking bed. Then we do our stream. Then we get off of our stream. We go up and in the jester room. I can't go back to bed once I'm up. So I'm in the jester room, and half the time I'm looking at it and it's destroyed. And here I am trying to, help keep it clean, pick everything up after everybody because they're not picking up after themselves. And did he ever say thank you, or did he ever say anything? Not that I was looking for one, but did he ever even acknowledge it? Sometimes I feel, you've got people that they're just there. And I feel like I was just there. And I don't know what the hell I ever did to him, but that's what it feels like. I feel like Yo Mama has given me more attention than Keemstar. Good or bad. I mean, because I've been on Yo Mama's panel. We've had a good time before, So, I don't know. But then he takes all this other time and he'll put it into people just for them to turn around and leave his ass. You had some loyal people, Keemstar. But what really did it for me is I felt like you chose Amberlynn Reed over me. And that may be a weird way to look at it, but where was my kick show? Where was my kick offer? Where was my offer to go live in the Discord? I got none of that. I got, I'll send you a redirect just for it to go to Alpha. That's what I got. And you say you didn't do it on purpose. And that's it. It's simple as that. Well, the way that Chubby and, AMAC and I can't speak for now. I don't know how he is with Fluff so much. I do know that it was put out there that he supports them a lot. That was said by Tech Protect, and that's a bold-faced lie. He don't send a lot of money over there. Support. He absolutely does not. But after all of that, I mean, why would I think that you didn't do it on purpose? It's about who Keem values and who he doesn't, or who Brantley likes or not. He'll keep you around and help you by leaving you on at 6 to start his circuit. Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. Me and Brantley, we got along well. And to this day, I have not heard her say anything about me behind my back. And let me tell you, I've heard some shit being said behind my back. So if you've said something, it's a possibility it's gotten back to me. Whether it's been in some private discords, some DMs. I'm telling you, there are some people that I never would have thought would say something about me, but it's gotten back to me. And that particular thing, I'm not ready to share yet. I'm just not. But you can use your imagination. So now, I'm even more limited about who I trust. Yeah. You didn't make him $40K a month. That's why. Exactly. But you know what? Had he pushed Chubby, had he, actually put some effort in like he did Nuts. Remember how he did Nuts, his new favorite show? He probably could have made more out of Chubby. I mean, we were willing to do, just about whatever it was to make Chubby a success. But when you feel like you're taking 3 steps ahead and it's like, yes, we're getting there, girl. And then somebody's like pulling you 5 steps back. That's the way Chubby felt the whole time. Like a fucking tug of war. So then he says, Chubby is a solidified show. And that was such a huge moment for me. I mean, you can even ask AMAC. I told her, I said that, and I've said it before, but I told her privately, I said, that was amazing for me to hear. I needed that. But here's the thing. I don't think he meant it. I think it just sounded good on camera. He's on Local Live and we're all up there and he's giving us earrings and everything. And he says that. I think that was an audience thing. I don't think that was, he really thought that. So, and we had to get through a lot in the beginning. You know what I mean? We had to win over so many people. When we finally did, if you gave Chubby a chance, I'll say 8 times out of 10, you liked it. Now, whether you would go in and chat or not, I don't know. But most people, if they gave it a chance, they liked it. Yeah, we had to learn. We had to, yeah, we'd streamed before, both of us, but this was a whole different level and we had to learn. So when we first got on, we're like, holy shit, here we are. Hi, everybody. And, the first few episodes, well, for a little bit there, probably did suck, but we were learning. We also had nobody pushing us. And I'm sorry, but him not showing up the very first day, I will never forget that. You can say being in your feels, you can call me a Karen. I don't care. He created a show. We got the hours, we grinded, we did everything that we could possibly do. And he didn't even show up for the first show. Yeah. I was a Chubby stan before Chubby was a thing. I remember hounding Keem in the Discord to give y'all a show together. Y'all were so great together. And we were, but we had to learn each other's, ways. We had to figure out how to mesh together. We had two totally different personalities. So we had to learn how to mesh together. And once we did, I thought it was great. I thought, here we go, here we go. And then lo and behold, this whole thing happened with the monetization of my channel. Okay. So I'm there for months and months and months and months. And we got people looking at, you know what? I'll tell you what you can do, baby. Come in under a good name or come in under your real name, bitch, or, come back tomorrow. I might have time for you. Otherwise, suck a dick. Okay. All right. Give me just a second. Petch, give me just a second, okay? Let me find. All right. Give me. I hope it doesn't do that echo thing. If Pesci, I'm gonna drop the link. This link is for Pesci only. Somebody's got to let me know if there's an echo. If there is, I'll mute my mic because I haven't gone into that yet because I hadn't planned on having anybody up. But so somebody let me know if it does. No, Maui, I'm not upset with you. Okay. Invites. 1 second. Damn link up. All right, that is for Pesci only. And like I said, if it gives that echo, let me know and I'll mute my mic. I've never left the Discord, the LCU Discord. I've never left the Discord. I had an intern role and that was taken away from me the other day. But yeah, I've never left it. I've never been kicked out of the Discord. I've, haven't been Voldemorted. I don't know after this if I will be or not. But no, I'm still over there. And actually, somebody over there did a painting. I'm going to show that later. I hope they don't mind, but it was in the Discord. They tagged me with it in the Discord. It's of me, when I dressed up like a clown when we were at Fat Camp. So I want to show that later, but yeah. So Pesh, there's the link. When you get ready, just click it, and I will bring you up. And y'all just know if you click that link, you pop up in the backstage. So it's not like you're gonna pop up and do some shit to my show, because I'm not letting anybody else up right now but Pesh. Yeah, I don't chat in there, my wee wee, not much. Like the other day I was tagged in there because um that painting, and so I said something to him. um so yeah, I don't talk. And then the other day, okay, so sorry, I was reading the chat and I got thrown. um Cheyenne said, don't forget that Saturday on your first stream before monetization, LCL went live knowing Chubby was going to go live at that time. Yeah. And it kind of always happened that way. You know, if you go back and you look at the weekend streams, live would always go live when we were going live. And whether it was just a coincidence or or whatever, it did happen. So I don't know. But so the other day, Yo Mama did a stream, and he was he was talking about me, and he was talking about a wig off. So I put in there, I was like, I sent a 10. I said, let's do it. And then it dawned on me, I can't go up on their channels. I'm not allowed to. So the only way that we could do it, and from my understanding, unless, Yo Mama wants to prove me wrong and take that link right there, they can't come over here. And that's not rude in any way to Yo Mama. It was funny. I enjoyed it. I have no problem with leaning into the joke. I mean, it's funny as hell. And if y'all haven't seen, was it Saturday? I was going to play it, but then I had internet issues. I don't know, if I'll have time, but it was so funny. And I think that we do need to do a wig off. Yes. Good morning, Irish. Good morning. Some wig wars. I think we could get some other channels involved and just have fun with it. But, but this is Yo Mama. I want to do this with him. And when I'm saying other channels, I mean, I'm talking about, remember when Scoot dressed up like Becky and he had some wigs, and, I'm talking about things like that, maybe Savage, Gidgy. That's what I'm thinking. So, but I'm not sure if Yo Mama would be allowed to do that. Would he? I don't know. Because I'm not allowed to go over there on streams. So the only way we could do it would be this way. And what's weird is, I keep seeing the word Voldemort. Yeah, there are a lot of people that are Voldemorted. I guess, they hurt Keem in the only way I guess you can hurt Keem. I don't know. So you got Rastolph, and you got good morning, Mom, Mr. Bomb. And if I didn't say hello to you, it's not on purpose. There was when I get into a role, I just stop paying attention to the chat for a moment, because I'll get sidetracked. I've got squirrel brain, y'all know this. But you've got like Rastolph and Steak and Nightmare and Billy. You've got all these people that the OGs of the LCU, like, and I'm talking about OG supporters, the people that have stood by, been here or been there. See, I'm still getting used to all that. Anyway, and you Voldemort them. Well, where do you think that their ride or dies are going to go? Because I'm sorry, every host has some ride or dies. Even my old Karen ass. So I don't understand why you can't make that work in your favor somehow, Keem, and let everybody fucking eat. Let everybody have collabs together. Why? Because somehow you would still be making money off that, but you can't do that. You can't see past your own narcissism to do that because they walked away from you. If you've got all these people walking away from you, shouldn't that tell you something? Like Savage came back and you gave promises to her and her husband, and you broke those promises. And then you wonder why these people are so mad, why they do what they do, why they say what they say. What? Like, hello? But Keem, you've been around the internet forever, and that's I give you props for that. You're Keemstar. But I don't understand why you have to Voldemort all these people, and then you punish the people for being in the other ones servers. Why? Why is it so bad if somebody wants to be in the LCU server and then go to Rastov's server or go to Savage's server? I can't talk about mine because so far I'm good, but y'all, I'm telling you, just be aware. If you're wanting to stay in the LCU server, I never know when I'm going to get kicked out. And, I hope that if you're in my server, in their server, that he will continue to allow that. I don't think that we've caused any problems to have you, but I can't make that promise. And if you want to go over there, I completely understand that. I don't want anybody to stay away from the LCU if they don't want to. I want you to absolutely be there if that's what you want to do. But it just sucks that you can't be in like Steak and Rastall. You can't be in those servers as well. You made these people like these hosts, and now you're punishing them for it. Make that make sense. I don't know. I think whenever Keem passes away, one day when he's old and gray and all that stuff, I think they need to take his brain and study it like they did. What was that dude's name? That football player? Was it Aaron Hernandez? I think that's what they need to do to Keemstar for real. Because I swear to God, his brain just, I'll never understand. What, give you 5 minutes or you'll only be 5 minutes up here? Did you get the link, Pesh? I can drop it again if you need it. Just let me know. Now, Molly, I get the doxers and all of it. I understand, like, if I'm understanding you correct. I hope I'm not taking it wrong. If I am, just tell me. But like, I get the ones that dox, that have the doxers in their servers, or servers are known for doxing. I completely understand, not allowing that. Um, oh, okay. Okay, Pesh. Just pop in. I should see you. Keem is the one driving people away with the Voldemort crap. He thinks I'm going to do what he says so I can give him money. It makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why can't... I don't understand that. And I don't care how he tries to explain it. You're hurting your own universe by doing that. If Keem wasn't... Oh, if there wasn't people doxing or getting support on their shows, then Keem wouldn't care. He thinks there's not enough people around on YouTube, I guess. I don't get it. Exactly. I understand exactly what you're saying. And yes, I feel, yeah. There are lots of people, lots and lots of people, and that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to venture out and find the people and bring new people in. But every time a new set of people get brought in, you show your ass, Keem, and everybody gets pushed away again. And then that's when you lose another host. And then you got, these people following them. Everybody's not a doxer. Everybody doesn't have doxer servers. I mean, and don't y'all have like the best bots and robots and whatever you call that shit, when you have to sign up over there? I just don't understand why you can't just... And then I think there was a couple times you tried that and then you got pissed off and then you Voldemorted everybody again. People say I get my feelings. I think you're running your business with your feelings, Keem. I don't think you're using the business side of your brain. I think you're using the Fifi side of your brain to run it. And when your feelings get hurt, that's how you lash out. And I'm just wondering, have you been that way your whole life? I've seen what you've done since you've been on the internet, which years and years and years, but I'm just wondering if that's how you've been your whole life. If you don't get your way, then you lash out. Somebody else is going to get hurt because it's not going to be you. It's especially annoying when hosts that came to the LCU with a following. I came to the LCU because of Savage and spent so much money. Now I'm not allowed over there. That is some BS. I get it. It's like, if you come over here watching somebody and then, they're all of a sudden Voldemorted, you can't do both. So what, you can no longer watch the person or be in their servers. And sometimes you get caught in their chats and somebody will run and tell. We've got the title tellers out here just because they see somebody in a chat. Now that's some shit right there. But we know we have them. It's already happened to me. Run and tell Daddy Keemstar. This happened. But make sure you don't tell it all. You know what I mean? people that run and tell, they like to spin their own narrative with it, and then they want a pat on the head. I did a good job for you, Daddy King. That's some weird shit right there, dude. That's some weird shit. I got banned for being friends with Rastov. Wasn't in his server at the time. After that, I was done. See, that's what I'm saying. You weren't even in the server. But you may have gotten caught in the chat. And I've seen that happen. Somebody will be in somebody else's chat, and then all of a sudden they're banned from the Discord. I got banned from the Discord one time before I was a host, but mine was totally by accident. I didn't know. I still don't know everything there is to know about a Discord, even though I have one. I've been saying a lot lately how much I miss the old community. The LCU has lost so much. It's so sad. Tons of big donors have been chased away. Exactly. And he doesn't care. He acts like he cares sometimes. It's like, why did... I get it. Some people are going to donate anyway, and I'm glad. You know, without donations over there, it doesn't thrive. It's just the way it works. But you'll take people, Keem, big donors of a certain channel, and you will dog them out, and you will absolutely talk shit on them till they leave, and you fucked over those hosts. What, because you're trying to make a point that you're Keemstar and you don't care? But you didn't care about those two hosts either that you just fucked over. Sitting there working for you day after day after day with usually no support from you. And then you run off their donators because you're Keemstar. And you don't need their money, right? But fuck the host, though. I don't understand. I will never understand the way his mind works. And pay Iris that $100 you've owed her from 2015, bitch. There you go. This damn medicine makes my mouth drop. Yes, and we're still doing Janky TTS today. If y'all would like to buy me a coffee, anything you put in there, I have to read it unless it's against TOS. And something else that we're going to start offering over here is we're going to have comment of the day. I'm not doing it today because somebody would get butthurt, but best believe comment of the day is coming. So if you leave a comment under the live stream, you may have comment of the day. I lost the last bit of respect for Keem when he suspended Yo Mama. The ones doing the racist crap were not suspended. He made himself look so much worse for that. It should have never been brought on the platform at all. And when you saw it becoming a thing, Keem, you should have just kicked it, and there should have been some repercussions for that. There are some things, I don't care how you feel one way or the other about, and we'll use the Confederate flag, because that was what I believe started it. And then it just got deeper and deeper. Once you saw that come out, you should have stopped it because you know it's going nowhere positive. You know this, but you just let it keep going and going and going. So you put out a statement. Well, what good does a statement do? They don't respect you, Keem. You see how far people keep pushing and you tell them not to do something. That's the very first thing they want to do. And they get no repercussions for it. But when somebody calls it out, like Yo Mama, he's the one that got suspended. Make it make sense. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't get it. Okay. Sorry, my bat watch was going on. I find it all so damn frustrating. It has every reason to grow on every level. The possibilities are endless, but somewhere I can't help but believe Keem is not committed to it. Hush Pup, I was so excited to be part of this because it felt like it was an internet, like they would make, in the future, they're going to make documentaries about it. He was the first one to do it. And so granted, there's no previous mold to look at. There's no blueprint for it, but you got to think, okay, if this is a bad decision, let's just nix that. And I think he absolutely put too many channels. Do I think there should have been, 2 or 3 backup channels? Say, okay, this channel can't go live today for whatever reason. You got some hosts ready to tackle this, just put that live up and in place of the other one. So you got some backup. And then people can learn on those channels. You want to have a couple new hosts or interns the way I thought it was supposed to work, but then let's build a whole new circuit. So you got 2 circuits, and then you got a C circuit that can go whenever they want to, and you're chasing away donators. Make that make sense. And then we got Southern, who, and I told you there's no more respect. You're the one that threw that respect word out there about me. So, but then you got Southern, who crowns to every channel and thinks that, she's the FBI of the LCU. Everything has to go through Southern. Southern's going to run to Daddy Keem. Or, Southern don't like this. And, and at first, Southern thought that she would get to have some say-so and some stuff. So now I think Southern got butthurt that she doesn't get so much say-so. I still think she gets some, though. And there's something going on with that. I feel it in my damn toes with that account. But anyway, so now, if you're not getting your way by saying, okay, well, I don't want this person here. I don't want this person here, throwing your money around. So now you just get to, you like that one-on-one thing with Keem, don't you? Don't you, Southern? I know you do. If you are not an alt account hooked up with Keem somehow, because honestly, if you were, and he was paying for all of this, it's a tax write-off for him at the end of the day. But if it's not, then there is something seriously. I think you're lonely. If it is not the alt thing, I think you're a lonely old lady. And I feel sorry for you. You're somebody that thinks that you have money and you can just throw it around and that you can do whatever you want. Fuck everybody else. Like you weren't thinking about me or the community I'm trying to build, or, you weren't thinking about the other people in that server where we like to joke and cut up. No. So what if he'd have made a move and I'd have lost half of my viewers because of that move? Because of what sending something over there without all of the information, mind you, because there was no shit talking Keem. We were simply having a conversation. But we definitely got DMs from him wanting to know why we were shit talking him. Well, guess what? It all boiled down to you're the one that sent it. That shit wasn't happening before you popped your ass over in my server. And guess what? It won't happen again. I think Pesci's dog ate him as well. That Southern person has been making a lot of demands. I thought Keem said, don't let donators dictate. I know. Maui, knowing and proving are like two different things, you know? I didn't know where the show was going to go today. I really didn't. Like I said, I don't like to burn bridges, but I did. Kristen, you seem jaded. No. I mean, PP, haven't you seen? See, I didn't get to have that moment, where I get to quit or, I'm walking away. I didn't get to have all that. You've seen all these people have their moments where they just get it off their chest. They get to get it all out. I never had that. That's all it is. I absolutely, and I said that, were you here at the beginning? Just curious, PP. I don't hate the LCU. I want it to thrive. I'm not going to be a part of it. But, I don't hate it. I think it's a very cool thing that they will make, somebody will start making documentaries about it later on, and I was a part of it, But I absolutely don't hate that, and I don't hate Keemstar. I'm disappointed in Keemstar. I'm disappointed in how he's handled things. But that's, and you're right, PP. He does have a pattern of doing projects 2 to 3 years and then moving on. But this one right here, I think, honestly, I think if he would just keep his hands out of it or control the way stop controlling with his feelings, I believe that it could be good again. Oh, 7:30, y'all. And that's another thing. What do y'all think about it changing from 2 hours to an hour and a half? Chubby tried that. No, we did an hour. Did we ever do an hour and a half? I know we did an hour, and an hour's not good. An hour, you're just now, once you do like your opening, the day, the morning, the evening, or whatever, 30 minutes has passed. I can't remember. Yeah, we did the hour. We didn't. Seems like somebody did try the hour and a half, though. I can't remember. But I don't blame you at all. You got screwed over so bad. So did AMAC. That millionaire could have easily still paid you both for your time. He could. He could have. But I guess that's the way you stay a millionaire, fuck everybody else. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna bring Pesci up, and if I've got the echo, y'all please let me know quickly so I can mute my mic, okay?
Hello?
What's up, Pesh? Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
I wonder why you have an echo.
I don't know. I've got to figure this out, but I'm gonna let you talk. It won't echo if I mute my mic, so I'm gonna let you say, what you got to say, and then I'll talk.
No, I think I have an interesting story for you. Hold on. Okay, okay. So you were talking about fat camp and everything. I think there's something I should shine some light on that you probably didn't even know, or you might have knew and just, didn't express it or whatever. But the week Chubby got shut down, I don't know if you remember, before you guys got canceled, we happened to be going back and forth at it a little bit. You guys were watching me cut promos and I was watching stuff you said. I'll tell you the truth behind all that and why I flipped out the way I did for those couple days. Because here's what's funny, Angie, and you really don't know this. Hold on, let me put this. You don't know a lot of this, or if you did, I mean, I hope you didn't. But all right, so look, I took a lot of shit the week I went after Chubby. And what people didn't realize was I never went into detail why. So I'm going to tell you kind of why today, and maybe you'll kind of understand some things. So people thought that Kelly, the instigator, she was someone that would help us out on cash here and there. And I used to always tell her to keep her eyes open if anyone just is saying anything about me, because it's funny, funny for me to watch it and go back. She sends me the clip of Chubby. Now, a lot of people thought I was mad because of the AMAC thing. I was never mad at the AMAC thing of her snitching. I just said, in my world, if you snitch, you get called a snitch all the time. So people are always going to fuck with you for it. Did I take it personal? No, because I felt that was kind of unacceptable about the whole plunger thing. But I'm watching you cut a promo, so this is how I lost it. And Andy, I swear, the whole time I was up there, now I felt good after I cut that promo. And I remember, a lot of people complimented it, but you said something at the end where you said, and Pesci, this is her words verbatim, and I fucking lost it. It had nothing to do with AMAC, and people thought it had everything to do with her and certain shit. She goes, and Pesci, you switched that drink. And I was like, how is this lady who doesn't even know me? And here's the story you don't know. At the end of Fat Camp, Tina approached Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman flipped her story at the end of Fat Camp. I was messaged by Keem to just kill it. He goes, I won't know who's telling the truth, but we got to kill this. Because what happened was Wonder Woman fucking switched her story. And out of respect to Keemstar, I killed it. I didn't turn it into the fucking every day I brought it up. Tina brought it up on her show once. I brought it up at 4 a.m. once. So I lost it on you because you were like verbatimly saying that, and you did that. Meanwhile, I didn't do any of what they said. Half of my shit was cleared. Why would Keem have brought me back, not made me apologize or anything, reached out to me, actually phone called me in, and then just said, don't bring up the Fat Camp shit anymore. And I was taking it personal that people were like, why were you going in on Chubby so hard? Well, it's because she was trying to paint me out to be the Candyman again. So I did lose it. I felt bad. Obviously, me and you have worked it out since then. But that's why I was doing the funeral thing. I did that funeral for Chubby. And the truth is, me and Big Murph had this plan skit, and it was so over the top that at the last minute I called an audible and didn't do it. And I was like, you know what? That might be a little too much because I kind of felt bad. But the only reason why I was doing that at the end wasn't because I had a personal thing against you. It was just because of what you said at the end of that promo. So,
hang tight. I'm going to mute your mic and I'm going to speak for a minute to try to clear this echo thing, okay? Dang it. Mute it. Okay. There shouldn't. If there's an echo now, y'all let me know. I've got his mic muted so I can speak until I figure all this out. So let me know if there's an echo. But you were also okay. So what had happened was Wonder Woman wasn't talking about it. In the beginning, because I didn't know anything. And then when they finally got her to talk about it, I had several people telling me that yes, it happened, that were there. Okay. So, and I may have said, I don't remember saying that, but if you are, and remember, I got you muted. So hold on. Don't speak until I unmute you. But, then you're telling the whole world too that we're blaming you for going through our pocketbooks and all of this, and that never came out of our mouth, and so you're telling everybody that basically we're blaming you for being a thief, a crook, all of this stuff, and that wasn't true. That was never said. Now, yeah, we've worked it out since then. But yeah, so I think it was just, some bad information going back and forth. But, obviously, I guess it made for good content, but it pissed me off too. So it felt personal. So I'm going to let you speak and I'm on mute.
So let me explain this pistachio purse thing. So imagine this, Angie. You're driving home, and you know what kind of ride I had to go home. I didn't actually, because you know how shit is. I get a phone call. Pesh, good news. You got cleared of the purse accusations. I'm like, purse accusations? Yeah, and then some, you know how Albert is. Apparently they thought a bowl of pistachios was a purse. And I'm like, who, Chubby? So I never knew that you guys weren't the ones. And I did apologize for that later. I go, you know what? I felt bad because I kind of pulled an Angie in that circumstance. I just assumed they were jumping on the, like I didn't take the snitch thing personal. I just said I've been to jail a couple times because somebody told on me. So when people tell on me, I'm going to hype it up a little bit. I'm going to fucking poke fun, because in my world, it's just a thing you do is make fun of tattletales. But the whole me going after Chubby thing wasn't, I was like, didn't like you guys or anything like that. It was literally that last line you got. I was like, I've never been that mad in my life. That was like the clip that made it on the South Park thing.
Okay, hold on one second. Did it make it on the South Park? I'm going to have to go back and honestly, I don't remember saying it, but I can tell you this, that I was standing in the kitchen, the little bar area at Fat Camp and, the middle area, because I remember exactly where I was standing, and Wonder Woman she wasn't even talking about it. She didn't say a thing. I don't even think it was going to be a thing until somebody else pushed it. And then she talked about it. She brought it up. But she wasn't talking about it until I don't know if she was told to run with it. But I had several people tell me that, yes, it did happen. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, I've got this, this one, this one, this one. And then you even used the word switcheroo. So I was like, he did it. But did I say that? And obviously I did if it affected you like that. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Go.
If you would have saw I did an interview on Savage's show. I explained the switcheroo thing. I said she pulled the switcheroo on herself. And I put that on my dead mother. I put that on my grandfather. I put that on my soul. I put that on everything I am worth right now to you. Glasses off, hat off. I said she pulled the switcheroo on herself. The reason why they waited 48 hours was because, look, the plunger thing was unacceptable or whatever. And I don't understand the dog thing. I thought that was just me doing a good deed. But I don't even want to go there. What happened was they were...
Hold on. I never heard of the dog thing until it came out. So I was no part of that dog situation. I think AMAC heard about it, but I didn't even hear that until that started coming out. So I never talked about the dog thing. I just want to throw that out there. Okay. Go.
Interesting thing about the dog thing. I just saw the dog running. I said, grab. And I think this stuff only happened because of alcohol being involved. Because there's no way I should have looked like a bad guy. I said, Lisa, grab the dog. because the dog was running around. I get back to the place, I go, Keem, I brought your dog back. That was all I said. Keem goes, why would you say that on a hot mic or whatever? And then he went to Brantley, who was on the back, and he goes, Pesci's saying we're bad dog people. And I'm like, what? The word's bad? Like, Keem knows how to troll people himself. He's down to fucking, he'll get someone pissed at you just to get someone pissed at you. You know what I mean? But they were all drinking that night. So what I think happened was they're like, Pesci did the dog thing. He did the plunger thing. Look, maybe we need to get rid of this guy, right? What was funny was I felt so bad for the plunger thing because, like I said, if you went to Harry Houdini's party, you probably shouldn't say where the woman is that he saws in half. You know what I mean? You can't. So I kind of told Albert, I go, you know what? I might have kind of fucked up. Maybe I should leave. And he goes, come do gay with me. And then you could, say your goodbyes after that or whatever. But Keem came up there with Turbo. Wonder Woman sleeping. They didn't even ask her side. Turbo comes in there not even knowing the story. That was the most embarrassing thing I ever seen. Turbo trying to accuse me of something. He doesn't even know the story. And the story he was given wasn't even true. The guy said Pesci had 19 different versions. I never even got to tell my version until Savages. If you ask Keemstar, I was the only one that shut my mouth. When he messaged me and said, this is a dead issue, we'll never know the truth, even though I'm telling it to you, Keem. When Keem told me, he said, we will never know the truth, that told me he knew there was lies on the other side. Whether I'm fucking Lafferty, Daniel, Jim Crick, or whoever, the fact that he said, we will never know the truth is because the people that were telling him the story are close friends with his. He was looking at me probably like, I can't believe this guy. And you see me on the fucking film where I'm like, Keem, do you believe this? Like, I was asking him legitimately, do you believe I did something like this? Because if I did, I should have went home 2 days ago. Because I felt like this wasn't, when people said this was not a big deal. No, this was kind of a big deal to me. The fact that you guys made it like downplay it makes you all look dumb because you came at me for something else, but you had to go back to the drinks. My only thing with Wonder Woman is, Wonder Woman, why would you go on Reapers and not even tell a shred of truth? Folks, I know I sound crazy, but this lady went on Reapers and literally told lie after lie after lie. Go watch the repeat of it. She's stuttering in parts where you'd be like, is she drunk? Like the way she was telling the story. She was telling the story as if she was in a blackout. And she was sober. This was like, dude, this was like watching a movie. That was the most medieval thing I ever seen in my life. And the fact that I was able to just like brush it off like, yeah, no problem, Keem, and not take it personal, that probably showed people a lot of, courage. I didn't mean to blabber.
No, you're good. Real quick, I didn't mute you right then. I turned something down. Am I still echoing? I just wanted to try something while we were.
I wish I could see your settings. I could fix this for you.
Well, I don't have a Rodecaster. I've got a Go XLR, but
you don't even need an XLR for StreamYard. This is like the easiest thing in the world.
There's not an echo? Or no, I didn't. Pesci is echoing, but not me now.
That means it's on her end.
Pesci is only echoing. Okay.
Yeah, I used to run StreamYard all the time. I've been streaming since 2022.
I'm trying to figure this out. Let's see. All right.
But the one thing I showed you, Angie, is when I came up to your channel, I showed you I didn't hold any grudge over that shit.
Yeah, no, I know, Pesh. I'm just, give me 1 second and I'm going to talk. I just wanted to check this out while I had you here. Because I got another, I've got another guest that, okay. All right. I'm going to do the mute thing then. I wonder if I mute. All right. I'm going to mute you, Pesh.
I wish I could help you out
for a minute. We might can do it, we might can figure it out after. If you don't, not today. I gotta work at 8. But hold on 1 second. I'm gonna mute you. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will figure this out at some point, y'all. I will. Like, I've done Chat GPT. I've messed with some of the settings. So I'm going to get this. This thing is not going to beat me. But anyway, you know, I went to fat camp. I wanted to learn. I wanted to be around people. I wanted to build chubby. I thought it was there to, you know, for us all to come together and, you know, make new friends and that type of thing, especially with other streamers. It was not ass kissing. I saw that in the chat. I was not kissing ass. What I was I was trying to be helpful, because you do have, even though, you know, you pay for a lot of things while you're there, you do have a place to stay and a place to stream. You've got, and you've got, he's given all of this to you, but yeah, you had to pay for your way there. And if you wanted extra things, you had to pay for that too. But, you know, so I was trying to do my part. I don't feel like I was ass kissing anywhere. And, you know, if it looks like that, I'm not an ass kisser. Am I a nice person? Yes. That's just the way I am until I get pushed too far. And sorry, Pesh, I had to take care of that, like, right then. And I'm not mad at the person that said it. You know, they say what they say, we say what we say, and that's, you know, that's just how it works. But, but Pesh, with me and you, it just, I'll tell you, the Wonder Woman stuff, you know, yeah, I probably, if I spoke, I'm sorry. I apologize for saying that. If I said it like that, I absolutely shouldn't have said it without seeing it for myself. And I learned a lesson. But, you know, I was also mad too about this pocketbook thing that I don't know where the hell it came from. But then it was feeling like that I was, you know, accusing you of being a thief and a crook, and that just never happened. You know what I mean? You know, I knew it was a bowl of pistachios. I was the only one in there. Our pocketbooks were not even in there, so it never would have come out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's no pocketbooks. And then at one point, I think I even say, when I'm watching, because somebody sent me the video, the funniest part was when you fell off the step, because I fell on it too. Coming up the step, I fell down. So I was laughing my ass off at that. And I said at some point, I said, he might be looking for a phone. And that's exactly what it turned out to be, you know? So I think, you know, a lot of us just probably just said a lot of shit we shouldn't have, but, you know, there's a lot of pressure there too. And not only that, you got hot mics every fucking where. You know, you're playing on the big screen in the living room. You got the Jester stream going on over here. I mean, you ride by the pool, you know, half the time you see Albert in the pool with mustard on him or something floating around in the pool. It's like there's just shit going on everywhere. And so it was very stressful. It was a stressful place to be, you know, even though it was supposed to be kind of relaxing. And I don't smoke weed, and I maybe drank 6 whole alcoholic beverages the whole time I was there. You know, I was stressed. Just saying. But you know, but when you first got there though, Pesh, I said, hey, I petted your dog, you know, I love dogs, and I was petting on your dog. You know, I pet that dog. Anyway. But it just, I think one thing just snowballed into the other. But I also think that a lot of people had fun shitting on Chubby. They found something to dig in. Not just you. I think a lot of people like to shit on Chubby. It was the thing to do. I mean, you know, even Keem did it himself. But, you know, I can appreciate the fact, you know, that we're adult enough to work this out. You know what I mean? And, you know, that snitch thing, that's between you and AMAC. You know, that I can't speak for her on that. But, you know, we're good as far as, you know, as far as I'm concerned. I appreciate, you know, we having an actual conversation about it instead of just popping snide remarks all back and forth, you know, the whole time we're streaming. But yeah, I'm gonna unmute. I'm gonna figure this shit out. I'm telling you. Oops.
You know, something smart. I was going to say something smart ass. You know how you say, yeah, how we're able to talk like adults. Yeah, I'm usually always the more adult guy in the situation. I would have never in a million years said to Angie, and you know you did, something when if I didn't have verbatim truth. Now, I could have been the candy man, but here's what's really funny about that night. That beer, I didn't even finish drinking it, and it was the only beer that I opened that night, meaning I don't usually drink. I just smoke weed. So what was funny was I grabbed that 6-pack and from the drive, and I remember I opened it and there was so much clusterfuck, I didn't even drink the beer. So that fucking 12-pack cost me so much trouble and I didn't even drink it. Can you imagine? People probably thought I was wasted. Nobody was she wasn't wasted. I wasn't wasted. We actually got along. That's why I think it's funny that they waited 2 days because the day before me and her were talking. Like if she thought I was remember the jousting? I was in a jousting match with her and she actually knocked me off the plank and she jumped down to make sure I was okay. If you thought I was the candy man, you would have jumped down and said, take that motherfucker. You tried to screw me over. And when you said all those people told you that everything happened verbatim, here's what's crazy. They didn't even realize what they told you. If everybody saw something, they would have warned her. So you're going to tell me 9 people saw something, didn't warn her, waited for me to walk around and warn? Like, I thought I was in the middle of a comedy spot. Like, people were like, switch drinks. We were right next to each other. What do you mean switch? You know what I mean? The table was here. I would have to go like this. We were standing up. Like I said, that would have been impossible. I came back to the table because I had my dog. I didn't want him to shit on the deck. I saw her with the beer. She didn't even say that on Reapers. I couldn't believe that everything she said on Reapers, everything was an LIE. The story, they were saying like she's a hero. Everyone was trying to like be really nice to her. I'm like, folks, this is how grown up I was. I just let people run with that narrative. Meanwhile, I could have went over to Tina and did a show with Tina and been like, Tina, what did Wonder Woman say to you when you approached her before you left Fat Camp? She could tell you verbatim what happened. I remember I told Tina on the phone, make sure Keen knows. She goes, he does. I don't know exactly what he knew, but fucking an hour later, he was messaging me. And they weren't even leaving Fat Camp left. Why is he messaging me? I just got sent home. It wasn't like you're going to have to apologize. No, he brought us back and then he put us in prime time. So
well, no, no, I get it. And you know what? I think as far as I'm concerned, you know, I'm sorry if I put out false information like that. I should have never said that. So I'm going to apologize for that. You know, I did have people when the story was told to me standing in the kitchen, you know, it was believable. And, you know, then Wonder Woman come in. And like I said, I had talked to Wonder Woman earlier and she never mentioned to me anything about it until it was brought up by people that were out there. Of course, I was never out there because I was always in the bed at that time because we had to get up at the butt crack of dawn. But anyway, so I apologize. I don't know if you and Wonder Woman worked things out. I hope so. But and then with the AMAC, now somebody asked a question, and I want to get this, and then I just, you know, I'm cool with us in this conversation after this, with the whole Fat Camp deal because you and I are cool now. But did Kim tell you at any point to go hard after AMAC? Or did anybody tell you to go hard at her and call her a snitch for doing what she did?
For starters, no. I'll tell you why. Remember what I said before? I've been to jail twice because of people physically. I'm not joking, Angie. The one thing, this is what people don't know about me, but people would know about me from my channel and on the streets. I have an online reputation and an offline reputation of being very honest. I could bring in lines of people that are on my stream that have known me for years. They could tell you how I treat honesty. I was never in a situation like that before where my story wasn't the story they went with. I was shocked because usually I'm the realest guy in the room. It's like when Tommy C said Joe Pesci might not be the only guy that might not lie to me. I can't make it up with Wonder Woman. She never admitted to any of her lies. She didn't just twist the story. She said a complete story that didn't happen. A complete story that didn't happen. Was never punished for it, even though it changed. They just kept like pointing it at me. I never went after AMAC. I said to AMAC on my 4 a.m. show, I go, AMAC, I'm not mad at you because that fucking plunger thing was ignorant of me. But like I said in the South Park thing, once you snitch, the rule is you'll always be called a snitch or you'll be clowned on. I've done like 1,000 days of incarceration because of tattletales. So when people fucking tell, I'm not saying it was a big deal, like it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't like I'm going to go to jail, but I'm going to make fun of it. Okay. I had a bad week. People were like, why would Pesci go so hard? Folks, they were trying to print me out to be somebody I wasn't. I get a phone call. They were saying I was stealing purses. I'm like, whose purses were these? People said Chubby. Like I wasn't fed the good information. So when later on I found out that you guys didn't blame me for it, I apologize. You can ask Angie. I've been pretty adult about everything. I didn't take anything personal. I came up to her, came in her chat a few times. I was respectable because I know deep down she doesn't know what happened. And I know I could get past this because I've been accused of dumb shit before, but they never told me to go after AMAC. You know what I mean? That was just, and I didn't even go after her hard, really. You know, I called the snitch thing, you know, when it got to the pit chat, yeah, pit chat went a little bit hard on her. But dude, don't tell on somebody. That's what happens. I was going to get caught anyway. She didn't have to do that.
Well, yeah, because it was being streamed in the other room anyway. So when she went in there, that's why I always felt it wasn't snitching because she did go in there, but they were already watching it on the stream that was playing in the living room on the big screen. So that's why I felt like it wasn't snitching, but it was the people just went hard at her in the Discord, in the chats. It was like, holy shit, and I felt bad for her. And so I just, I just wanted to know if somebody asked the same question, and I wanted to know that as well, Irish, if somebody had told you, keep running with that. So, okay, we've cleared that up, but and hopefully, at some point you and maybe you and AMAC have gotten past it. Hopefully you and Wonder Woman at some point. I'm going to say this, Wonder Woman, she is so sweet. She really is. And especially when she's not drinking, she's a totally different person. So but anyway, Pesh, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you say, anything that you need to say at the end, cause you're still muted. And once I figure this out, I would love to have you back up and us just have a conversation where it's normal, where I don't have to do this mic thing. I'm going to figure out this echo because I like having people up here. It's crazy streaming by myself all the time. So, all right, I'm going to unmute you, say, goodbye and give yourself a promo and then I will talk to you later. Okay.
All right, first of all, in the words of your mama, that's diabolical that you said Wonder Woman makes smarter choices when she's sober. She tried to make me look like fucking the Candy Man. So how can I?
Hold up. I muted you. Did I say that? I muted you, Pesci. Hold on. Did I say that? Did I say she makes smarter choices when she's sober? I said she's a sweeter person when she's sober. I didn't say she makes smarter choices. Okay. All right. Here you go. Here's shit. There you go.
First of all, Angie, thank you for having me on. And for the record, folks, if there's anyone out there clipping, I wanted you to clip what Angie just said. She just said that Wonder Woman is a very sweet person. She tried to make me a drink flipper. She told 7 lies on Reaper. She is the most dangerous woman in the world. But I will leave and I will listen to what you have to say. I'll come back up and visit you again soon.
Thank you, Pesh. Thank you for coming up. And will somebody please drop Pesci's channel in the chat and y'all go sub up to him and all the things. And thank you so much, Pesh. And Chubby Money, I love the name. Keep on rocking it, babe. And I will see you later, okay? All right, there we go. That was Pesci, everybody. Yeah, he loves to run those promos, don't he? Oh yeah. Hold on. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. So that was Pesci, everybody. I hope that it cleared some of the air, some of the rumors. No, I did not but I've said this the whole time. I did not see this drink thing. And when you have several people telling you the same thing, I learned a lesson. Unless I see it with my own eyes, I just don't put it out there. So, and I apologize to Pesci for saying something without seeing it with my own eyes. I should have known better. That's where my age and wisdom should have come in. But yeah, I think if these mics were right, I think Pesci and I could probably talk for 5 hours. Going back and forth. Pesci's a talker. He's a talker. But I'm glad we cleared everything up. You know what I mean? I don't like for there to be bullshit, hanging over our heads or anything like that. Especially when, we kind of feel like we're going through the same thing. You got hosts that leave, and I know that viewers see it a certain way, but once you've been a host and you're in there and you're doing all of this, you see both sides of it, and then you're no longer in there. I feel like that we all have this something, this connection that we have. We've been there, man. We've seen some things, man. Let's see. No troll. You do have some audio issues to work out besides the echo. Yeah. So Josh helped me set up this Go XLR thing, and and then I got booted from the LCU. So yesterday, ChatGPT wrote me a Go XLR for Dummies. I just haven't had time to fool it, except for, let me see if y'all can hear this. Hello, hold on. Hello. No, y'all can't hear it. Anyway, one of them yesterday, I sounded like a baby. That's all I know. I'll figure it out, y'all. I will figure it out. Because I love what I do, and I will spend the time to figure it out. I guess I just basically want to say that, God, it's after 8 o'clock. I didn't even realize that, I do want the LCU to thrive. I'm not that bad of a person and everything, to want to see something fail. But Keem, you've got to love it more than your hosts do. You can't keep going after the people that support your host, because eventually your hosts are going to get fed up and they're going to walk. They're not going to put up with you talking to them the way you do. That is not how you treat an employee. That is not how you even treat a 1099 contract worker. And damn it, you should pay your workers that put in the time. Now, granted, I know you didn't get paid from YouTube, but you should still pay your fucking workers that put the time in. But I can't fight harder than everybody else. It kind of puts you in the same boat as, Becky over there, in my eyes. But anyway, y'all, that's it. I am staying on my channel. I hope I don't get Voldemorted. I don't feel like I've done anything that wrong, but life is what it is. Hours update. I need 100 hours, and I think we're there, but it just has to catch up. I need 100. 100, y'all. But I think we've honestly got it, because it's only updated through the 24th, I think, at this point. And anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Who is live? Let me look. I know the Louisiana boys are probably live. Let's see. Ba, 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 ba. I mean, is that person live? Hold on, give me just a second, y'all. Y'all know I don't like to waste a redirect. And yo, mama, anytime you want to do a wig off, baby, I am right here. I'm ready. Let's do this. Okay, I guess it. All right. So I tell you what, I'm going to send y'all over to Jake. Jake has always liked, shared, saved all of my streams. You know, he has pushed me out there, and he is live. Just go over there and at least say, hey, that Angie sent y'all. You know, even if you don't stay, at least tell him hello and give him a sub up, give him a like. Because he's really been a good supporter of this channel, and I truly appreciate it. So let's show the love back. And really, Pesh, oh my God. Well, y'all go over there. Once it ends, the redirect is going to go over there and just tell him that I said hello and all the good things. I'll drop in over there and say hello as well. Thank y'all for coming, and thanks for hanging out while I got my internet fixed. Okay, I will see y'all later. Bye. Yo, mama, me, you, wig off. Let's do it.